Ladies and gentlemen, may I request you all to please kindly remain seated. Meanwhile, it gives me great joy to share with you all that we have the pleasure of welcoming in our midst Shri Faiz Ahmed Kidwai, Additional Secretary, Department of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Government of India. We extend a very warm welcome to the Honorable Dignitary. A very warm welcome to you, sir. May I request you to please join us on stage. We also take the pleasure of requesting Dr. Smita Premchandar, Founder, Member, Sampark, and Mr. Vipin Sharma, CEO, Access Development Services, to please join us on the stage. For this, we need you on the stage. May I request Smita ma'am to please join us on stage. Please welcome with a round of applause Dr. Smita Premchandar, Founder, Member, Sampark, now joining us on stage. So a very warm welcome to the honorable dignitaries who are seated with us on the dais. We are very thankful to Shri Faiz Ahmed Kidwai, Additional Secretary, Department of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. We extend a very warm welcome to all of you who have taken your seats on the dais. So, may I first request Dr. Smita Premchandar to please present the summary of deliberations of this two-day summit.
Thank you. My privilege to make this presentation and very happy to sit next to Faiz sir. जिनका नाम फैज नाम तो खैर कोई भी नहीं भूल सकता. Wonderful to have you with us from. Vipin should actually be in the middle, but he excels on being on the side. So thank you for giving me the middle seat. I would like to thank first the note-taker team. They do such a wonderful job every single time. Sadaf, Harsha, Ananya, can you please stand up on your, wherever you are, to take the applause? No one is here? काम कर रहे हैं अच्छा ठीक है okay. So then I'm going to say their names. Sadaf, Harsha, Ananya, Kora, Shubham, Shivansh, Muttu, Anupam, Vishal and Kavita. Big applause for them. Okay, I try my best not to summarize session by session or every point in the summary, but to bring out some key things that we have discussed today. So we've had over 900 participants over the 2 days, people coming in and going out, but a large majority also staying here for the whole 2 days. That's been wonderful. Display stalls have been 19. The total number of plenary and technical sessions were 15. And some of the topics discussed were agriculture, non-farm sector, crafts, textiles. We talked about women, farmers, and youth. We talked about the social stock exchange. And of course, last but not the least, a really, really important session was to listen to the Didi's experiences. Okay, let me take the gender equality and women-led development first, because this has been an abiding theme since yesterday morning, and it's amazing how gender equality discussions have been mainstream through all the sessions that we saw this time. It was excellent. The main statements were that though women constitute 40% of the labor force participation was really low at 18% before COVID. It's gone up a little bit, but not much. Women's work time, women work 24% more than men, but they must be positioned at the forefront. Their work being unrecognized and unpaid came up very often in at least 3 sessions. And the need to invest in the education of women, digital technologies and capabilities, enterprise creation, political voice, leadership, all this was emphasized. The gig economy had a separate session, and the opportunity that it gives for transformative work with women and boost women's participation in not only the workforce but also enterprises, that was highlighted. The challenges of job security, fair wages, and access to resources. Again, it was very interesting that the panel emphasized very strongly setting up of childcare centers if women have to come out more and work in the labor force and in enterprises. So that was very strong. Then again, there was a whole session on how to procure from women, and along with the government and other stakeholders, there was a whole session, a full half day devoted to advancing women's entrepreneurship network, in which we heard at least 50, 60 voices of people this was the third or fourth consultation. And given that every time it's a rolling group, we've had now more than 100 or 150 people participating and giving their input. So this is a very important initiative that Access is taking forward, and we'll see some results by early next year. And of course, there were a lot of discussion on impacts, especially a lot of other factors, including income and so on, but also decision making and mobility. How about agriculture? Again, discussed over at least 3 or 4 really important sessions. Employment in agriculture has grown faster than in other sectors. The model, however, is high input and high machine usage, because the focus is on earnings. And how can we move towards more sustainable agriculture? So there is scope to reduce water usage, there is scope to do um, reduce energy usage, especially in India, because there was an emphasis on taking example of other countries which have much lower inputs to the same output. So productivity in India is on the basis of high input use. And then how can we move away from that was through micro irrigation, biogas, natural fertilizers, and expanding models like dairy and cooperatives and involving youth. And there was also a completely separate session on cooperatives, which was also very well attended and very charged discussions. So there was a recommendation that policies need to promote these sustainable measures. That as of today, the policy environment is not really conducive to sustainable agriculture. The incentives are a little bit mixed, and I think maybe Faiz sir can also address this a little bit in his conversation. But yeah, the emphasis there was not to subsidize non-sustainable ways of agricultural production. Agri-tech. Agri-tech came up also in a very big way, that it can create 5 to 10 lakhs jobs, especially in rural areas. And there are a lot of agri-tech companies and initiatives coming up. AIs, drones, helping farmers to calibrate their application of chemicals based on their own farms, analysis coming through these drones, and then boosting farmers' productivity, also getting climate data, credit scores, market linkages. So there's a lot of use of technology that can still be promoted, and there were some examples. Again, right through every single session was the emphasis on collaboration. Multi-stakeholder collaboration was really a mantra that was talked about in the conference. There was there were discussions on definitions, and these also were really important. How micro, small, medium enterprise definition is too big to be able to target and focus incentives and efforts on very small businesses, especially like the ones that women have. And how do we define agriculture, and then manufacturing and service sector has been clubbed. How do we define and differentiate between informal and formal enterprises, informal and formal employment, what is rural, what is peri-urban, what is urban, and so on. And so basically, the thinking, and this was not said at the session but on the sidelines, was that this is a really important topic for policy influence, and maybe some experts should engage with this. There were loads of discussions on sustainable livelihoods. There was a very strong emphasis and mention of government schemes like NRLM, MGNREGA, financial inclusion, credit access, skill development schemes, all of them providing a very critical safety net against economic shocks and seeing that people do not really keep on falling below poverty. So providing a safety net for that, and needing incentives for sustainable procurement and production, and to integrate some of these strategies. So there was a very big discussion on procurement, and these were again across 3 different sessions: social procurement, sustainable procurement, and procurement from women. These came up in 3 different sessions. So basically saying produce according to consumer demands, because consumers are now more and more asking for organic products, chemical-free products, lead-free products. So how can that be managed? Sustainable soil and water management, and working in such a way that you earn the trust of farmers, because otherwise they're not going to adopt. So anything that's very short term, farmers are unlikely to adopt it. Incentivize farmers in interactions with digital ecosystems, and a very strong government support needed for women-led enterprises, which is already there, but there were also lots of suggestions on how to enhance that, and including procurement. So there were very good examples given of this, and of FPOs, of digital ecosystem, also how it increases transparency in price dealings, things like that. And again, a very strong emphasis on pre-competitive, value-based collaboration among multiple stakeholders, including the community. Companies such as Flipkart, that was a very, very refreshing session when three experts who came and shared their personal stories as well as their organizational stories, and talked about how Flipkart has put LGBT plus support policies in the organization as well as other sustainable practices. And also there can be grant pooling. Again, this was an example of talking about all types of different types of collaboration. Grant pooling for increasing supply chain efficiency and economies of scale. So once again, just like the women thread was going across and the sustainability thread was going across, the third was the technology thread going across all sessions: tech for agriculture, digital commerce, investing in digital enablement and digital leaders on the ground, and again, collaboration. So I think these were some of the good things. In terms of challenges, there were challenges mentioned of inclusion, of reaching remote areas, of vulnerable populations, of languages, and there were 2 narratives emerging. One was that there are many, many good practices and opportunities, and these have been shared across all the sessions. So that was the dominant thread, but also there were challenges about expanding or the enabling environment for CSOs, which needs to, which discourages a lot of innovation now. And then there were challenges of climate change, adaptation, and mitigation. Finally, I loved one of the sentences that one of the speakers made, and she said, "What will take us forward together is a spirit of curiosity." So I quote her, and I'll just say, let's end still this very highly knowledge creating, knowledge sharing summit with the sentence, "Let's go forward still with curiosity." Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for this in-depth analysis of the last 2 days. So we've had a very, very enriching set of discussions we would like to share with the additional secretaries, sir, that we have celebrated them, we have discussed their strategies, we have also discussed their achievements. So we will also be celebrating their achievements and, of course, giving them the awards. But before that, we have the launch of Bharat Alliance for FPO Acceleration, that is BAFA. And may I invite on stage Pooja and Mr. Shubhendu Das, and Ms. Ragini also. May I request them all to please join us on stage. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the auspicious launch of Bharat Alliance for FPO Acceleration, coming together of resources, people. Yes, please. And if you could also enlighten us on what this alliance is all about.
Uh, Government of India under Ministry of Agriculture has is promoting 10,000 farmer producer companies, and today we had a half day deliberation with all the partners. Only apart from government support, how we CBBOs, FPO promoting agencies can support each other. So there are bankers, there are FPOs, there are CBBOs, there are industry representatives. So all have come together to form an alliance and support the FPO ecosystem in the state, country. Thank you.
So, our heartiest congratulations to all the stakeholders. May you achieve bigger milestones. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are also having another important segment in this evening. Access has set up an investment fund on behalf of IFED, the Grants for Agroecology Program Fund, which is the GAP fund, for supporting enterprises operating in the agroecology value chain with grant funding and technical assistance to help them scale up. May I invite Mr. Piyush Kanal from IFED to please join us on stage. May I request Mr. Vivek Sinha also to please join us on stage?
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. You will remember during the last Livelihood Summit, the first cohort of grantees were awarded the grant support. I think Mr. Kidwai was there, and that was the first 5 grantees that we gave the grant award to. You will be happy to know, and I'm very glad that Mr. Kidwai is here to give the next set of awards. You'll be very happy to know that since then, in these 11 months, we've given sanctioned and disbursed grants to 19 more such grantees, taking the total to 24, out of which 16 are FPOs and the other 9 are SMEs. Total sanctions so far have been to the tune of 22 crores, and we've already disbursed around 10 crores. So this grant is doing very well. It's on track, and I'm very, very happy that Mr. Kidwai is back here to give the grants to our second cohort of grantees. Thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah, and we are always on the lookout for good, proposals, applications. So all of you NGOs, CSOs, and other agencies that are here, if you come across any good proposal that a FPO is doing something on sustainable agriculture, on agroecology, we'll be happy to look at the proposal and support it through our investment grant. So thank you so much. All the details are there on our website. You can just have a look at the guidelines, and we'll be happy to support any good proposal that we come across. Thank you. Yeah, so I think the grant ranges between 20 lakhs and 2 crores of rupees. We've divided it into 2 particular categories. The first is a regular fund, which gives grants from 20 lakhs to 1 crore of rupees. And this is focused on 10 focus states of India. And the next one, which is a larger grant, gives grants from 1 crore to 2 crores of rupees. And this is open all over India, pan India. So those guidelines are there very much on our website. And we also have a folder here for all those who are interested. Kindly look at our guidelines, very crisp folder we have for more information. Thank you.
Well, if anything, the numbers sound really, really exciting. So, may I request our esteemed chief guests and the dignitaries on the dais to please join us front and center. And very excited to begin the presentation ceremony for the award of the grant certificate for the next cohort of GAP awardees. Please join me in extending a huge round of applause. This time, please do not be stingy with your award. The first grant certificate of the GAP Fund is awarded to Mangrul Kambe Scheduled Caste Seed Producer Company Limited, Maharashtra. They are supported by iCard FinTech. Mangrul Farmer Producer Company is engaged in diverse business activities such as seed production, aggregation of pulses, oilseeds, cereals, and food grains. And the proposed project addresses the gap in the availability of high-quality non-GMO seeds and seeks support to construct a seed processing shed equipped with state-of-the-art machinery. Let's applaud this team. Let's give them a round of applause, please. We have with us Ms. Sujata Nakat and the team to accept this grant certificate on behalf of Mangrul Kambe Scheduled Caste Seed Producer Company Limited. The next grant certificate of GAP Fund is awarded to AN Spice Industries Assam. AN Spice Industries is the first woman-owned micro and small enterprise in the GAP Fund portfolio. Founded in 2015 by Ms. Alinoon Nessa and her sisters, this company is the largest producer of pickles, spices, juices, grain mills in Northeast India. They're also embarking on an innovative project to utilize mustard as a versatile resource. Ms. Alinoon Nessa is here with us on stage on behalf of AN Spice Industries. The third recipient of the GAP Fund grant certificate is Bharat Rohan Airborne Innovations from Haryana, a cutting-edge ag-tech-based company. Bharat Rohan leverages drone-enabled decision support systems and hyperspectral imaging technology to promote sustainable farming and reduce crop losses. To enhance their operations, Bharat Rohan proposes the establishment of a 1200 MT capacity processing unit for spices and other crops. We have with us Mr. Amandeep Pamar and his team to accept the award on behalf of Bharat Rohan Airborne Innovations. Our fourth awardee is Pushkar Rural Agricultural Youth and Employment Produce Company Limited from Rajasthan. They specialize in the cultivation and aggregation of flowers and are also supported by iCard FinTech. The FPC processes pink rose daily into value-added products, creating additional employment opportunities in the community. To scale their operations, Pushkar Rural FPC aims to increase their processing capacity from 1500 kg to 4500 kg per day. Let's give a round of applause to Team Pushkar Rural FPC. We have with us on stage Mr. Nandram Mal and the team to accept the award. Our next grant is being given to Tara Sankar Panchagram Producer Company Limited from West Bengal, engaging in activities such as rice and millet production, banana fiber extraction for handicraft, compost sales and skill training for other FPCs. Their innovative approach includes sourcing banana pseudostems to produce handicraft and compost, thereby adding value to agricultural waste. We have with us Mr. Sudeep Mukherjee, Mr. Shamal Sarkar and the team to accept the award on behalf of Tara Shankar Panchagram Producer Company Limited. तालियों के जोश में अचानक से कमी आ जाती है. And our final awardee today is Jai Sardar Krushi Vikas Farmer Producer Company Limited from Maharashtra. Engaged in activities such as training of agri-commodities, processing, manufacturing cattle feed. Their project under GAP Fund is going to manufacture cattle feed by recycling cotton stock, impacting income of both cotton growers and the cattle rearers. We have with us the team Jai Sardar Krushi Vikas Farmer Producer Company Limited on stage. So ladies and gentlemen, so heartiest congratulations to all those who've received this grant. We are thankful to the team IFED who've joined us on stage. May I request you all to please kindly take your seats back amongst the audience. So Access is among the leading FPO promoters in the country, having promoted over 176 FPOs, impacting 1 million plus farmers and strengthening another 350 plus FPOs over the last 18 years. Access is also credited as the CBBO with all the major apex organizations of the government. It also plays an important role in strengthening the FPO ecosystem. Aligned to this, Access felt it important to identify a few FPOs that have made important breakthroughs and recognize them as examples of excellence and have become benchmark for the sector. This is the rationale for Access to introduce the FPO Impact Awards. And we are very thrilled to present the 7th FPO Impact Awards today. We are very glad to repeat that and share that since its inception, the FPO Impact Award has become well established and coveted among the FPO community. While the two categories of FPO of the year, large and small, are continuing from earlier years, with support from FWWB India and Ananya Finance for Inclusive Growth since 2020, we have also instituted a new category, Friend of Women FPO Award in the memory of late Mrs. Vijay Lakshmi Das. So this year, the awards were announced in 4 categories, that is FPO of the Year Large, FPO of the Year Small, Friend of Women Vijay Lakshmi Das FPO of the Year, FPO Promoting Institution of the Year. This year, we also have a jury special award for FPO Enabling Institution of the Year. We're very thankful to the technical committee and the jury panel comprising of eminent members such as Professor C. Shambhu Prasad, Mr. S.S. Bhatt, Mr. Arindam Datta, Mr. Naveen Dhingra, and Mr. Amit Arora for their assessment and careful selection of today's winners. So we will now proceed with the announcement of the award and the felicitations for this year's winners. Please don't be stingy with your applause. Let's get ready to celebrate them, applaud them. We begin the award ceremony with the winner in the first category, FPO of the Year, Large. So we have 2 joint winners in this category. May I once again request the honorable dignitaries on the dais to please join us front and center. The first award of this category goes to Banas Farmer Producer Company Limited. We are being joined by Karsanji Gambhir Singh Jadeja ji and his team. They are all joining us on stage to accept the award. जोरदार तालियों से अभिवादन कीजिए.
જે લોકો લીમડાના બીજને ભેગા કરી પ્રાઇવેટ
बहुत बहुत बधाई आप सभी को. The second winner in the FPO of the Year Large category is Pendrani Krushak Producer Company Limited. We have with us Ms. Purnima Ray and her team. May I request her to please join us on stage and receive the award.
Pendrani Krushak Producer Company Limited, PKPCL.
Heartiest congratulations. Announcing the winner of the award for FPO of the Year in category Small. The award in this category goes to, please put your hands together and welcome Pragati Mitra North Canara Farmer Producer Company Limited.
Pragati Mitra North Canara Farmers Producers Company Limited
Many
is a farmer
congratulations
producer
to the
company
team. We
registered
have
in
with
the
us
year
Mr. Vivek Hegde.
2016 with the promotional support
May I
of
request him to please
NABARD.
come and join
The
us along
company
with his
was
team to
registered with the
receive the
50
award.
promoter members to foster the aspirations of small and marginal farmers in Western Ghat region of Uttara Kannada district, Karnataka. In order to address the challenges faced by the farming community and to cater a sustainable solution to the problems, the FPC is rendering solution in the following areas: harvest and post-harvest management, input supply, output
Our
procurement.
heartiest congratulations to you. The next award today is for a very special category, the Vijay Lakshmi Das Friend of Women FPO Award in memory of late Mrs. Vijay Lakshmi Das, in order to honor her legacy of tireless commitment to women's access to financial services. And the award goes to Sampurna Women Crop Producer Company Limited.
नारी शक्ति की उड़ान को कोई रोक नहीं सकता।
May I request
जब
the
हौसले
Sampurna Women
मजबूत
team
हो
to
और
please join us
संकल्प
on
अडिग
stage.
हो तो हर चुनौती छोटी लगती है। मध्य प्रदेश के बैतूल की महिला किसानों ने मेहनत और आत्मनिर्भरता
Heartiest
से साबित किया है
congratulations. बहुत बहुत
कि हर
बधाई
सपना
आपको.
साकार हो सकता है।
आम लगा भी सकती है और मार्केट में बेच भी सकती है। अब मतलब काफी काम कर लेते हैं हम धीरे-धीरे।
संपूर्णा वुमेन क्रॉप प्रोड्यूसर कंपनी लिमिटेड प्रदान संस्था और भारत सरकार की एसएफएससी योजना के सहयोग से गठित यह एफपीसी 2000 महिला किसानों को उन्नत खेती और बेहतर बाजार से जोड़ते हुए उनकी आय में 30-35 हजार रुपए की वार्षिक वृद्धि सुनिश्चित कर रही है।
जब से संपूर्ण आए जब से हमारा
बहुत बहुत
जीवन
बधाई
आसान
आपको
हो गया।
आपकी इन उपलब्धियों के लिए. We now come to the award for the next category, which is FPO Promoting Institution of the Year. And announcing the winner, Krushi Vikas va Grameen Sansthan.
In 1991,
जोरदार तालियों से
a
स्वागत
group of
कीजिए.
visionary farmers came together with a dream
We
to
have with us
empower
Mr. Amit Kumar
communities
Napade.
and build
May I request him to
sustainable
please join us
livelihood.
on stage?
This dreams led to the creation of Krishi Vikas v Gramin Prashikshan Sanstha, an organization that has since transformed the lives of farmers across India. What began as a small initiative has now grown into a powerful force for change. Over the years, Krishi Vikas has impacted more than 5 lakhs households in over 1200 villages. But the heart of its work lies in the farmer producer organization it has helped establish and grow. In 2013, Krishi Vikas
Heartiest
expanded its
congratulations, sir. We just one more award to go. So, this year we also have a jury special award for Enabling Institution of the Year, and this is awarded to Nabakisan Finance Limited. This recognition acknowledges Nabakisan for its pivotal role in providing support for livelihood income generating activities through credit promotion to different entities and being the largest lender in the FPO ecosystem. We have with us Sri Prasad Rao and Srimati Usha Mahesh. They are both joining us now on stage to receive the award on behalf of Nabakisan. Heartiest congratulations, Nabakisan. So now we move on to the third and final segment of the valedictory session. We have now reached this final segment, which is of this evening's program. We will start the award ceremony for the Livelihoods India Case Study Competition 2024. The case study competition aims to bring together the collective intellect in the country and assimilate innovative solutions, breakthroughs, good experience, and best practices that can help transform the poverty scenario in India. The theme for the competition this year was Unlocking Digital Marketplaces, Harnessing the Potential for Women Entrepreneurs. After a rigorous selection process, 3 case studies have been selected as best cases by a distinguished jury. And it's time now for the Livelihoods India Case Study Compendium release. May I request for the copies of the compendium to be please brought forward. May I request Shri Faiz Ahmed Kidwai to please now release the Livelihoods India Case Study Compendium 2024. And we now proceed with the announcement of the winners of the Livelihoods India Case Study Competition 2024. In the second runners-up position, we have Bhesaja Chaudhary, Subhashri Parida, Aishwarya Parija, and Swati Mishra for their case, Sky is the Limit for Divya Jyoti SHG. Many congratulations. May I request the winners to please kindly come up on the stage? Heartiest congratulations to you all. At the first runner-up position, we have Anushka Kolte, Mohit Rudrakar, Shubham Desai, and Surup Naik for their case, A Sustainable Transformation Through Upcycling, a case study of Recharkha. May I request the winners to please come up on the stage and accept the award. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, announcing the winners. The winners of the first prize for the Livelihoods India Case Study Competition 2024 are Jayatri Dasgupta, Divya Ravi, and Arpit Shah for their case, Digital Nari, Sustainable Livelihood for Women. May I request Mr. Mukesh Ojha and Mr. Ratanveer Jakar to please come up on the stage and accept the award on behalf of the authors. Our heartiest congratulations to all the winners. Come on, let's give them a resounding applause. Let's give them something to remember by. So it's time now to hear from our distinguished guest of the evening, Mr. Faiz Ahmed Kidwai. May I request him to kindly deliver the valedictory address. And all of you who are standing, please, may I request you, please be seated.
Dr. Smita, Vipin Sharma ji, all members from the Access team, all participants, winners, CBBO members, ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to be here amongst you again. I distinctly remember the program which we had last year and the awards which were given. I think it is a very exciting time for the FPO movement. At our level in the government, we have been thinking of how we can scale this, bring it to some logical conclusion where the program meets its objectives and ends. And I'm happy to share, when we were framing the FPO policy, we had almost 5,000 comments on the policy when we put it on the in the public domain, and they were very I mean, we could sense the enthusiasm and the response which we received. The program has been doing well, and apart from the program, I think generically also, organically also, a lot of traction is there, and we have more than 40,000 registrations in the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, and which are increasing day by day, and which are apart outside the I mean, most of them are outside the 10,000 FPO program, but it shows that this is a movement which has caught the imagination of our farmers, and this is a movement where which has a lot of promise for our farmers. uh, I think collectively, all of us who are involved in this ecosystem, be it the implementing agencies, the CBBOs, the FPOs, the officers involved in this whole movement, and the NGOs and civil society, uh, it is now our responsibility to ensure that they move up the value chain, they get more share from the consumer's price than what they are getting currently. Uh, they get into uh, not only basic trading, but also processing and other activities which bring them more value, and also teach them trade. And uh, today corporate India is also looking at very favorably at this whole movement, and the challenges which they face as far as marketing and sourcing is concerned. I think many places this has become a viable alternative. Only yesterday I met a team which has about 5 lakh acres now under contract, and what they are doing is, at one end of the spectrum they have the corporate companies, at the other end of the spectrum they have the FPOs, and they are doing a matchmaking amongst between them, and in and giving various services also to the FPOs through this. And within 2 years they have contracted out almost 5 lakh acres, which is a very sizable number. So I think there's a lot of promise, and with institutions like you, who not only form FPOs but also appreciate the work which is being done, encourage them, and handhold them. I think this is a very good platform for all such organizations, and together we can make the difference which we have sought out to achieve. So once again, congratulations, and thank you very much for having me here, and we hope collectively we'll take this program to much greater heights. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for those very encouraging words. May I now request Ms. Pooja Gaur, Vice President, Access Development Services, to kindly join us on stage and propose the vote of thanks.
Good evening, respected guests on DS, Mr. Faiz Ahmed Kidwai, Dr. Smita Premchandar, Vipin, ladies and gentlemen. As we come to the close of the Livelihoods India 2024, it is my privilege to deliver the vote of thanks on behalf of Access Development Services. My first vote of thanks goes to the esteemed guests on the DS. My most sincere thanks to Mr. Faiz Ahmed Kidwai for taking time out of your extremely busy schedule to encourage the winners of the FPO Impact Awards and the GAP Fund grantees. Thank you, sir, also for sharing your vision around the FPO movement. To Dr. Smita Premchandar, a dearest friend of Access, you had a difficult job, and I don't think anybody could have done it better than you. My deepest gratitude to each and every one of the 70 plus guest speakers and resource persons for sharing their knowledge and experience for very enriching discussions across the 2 days. I'm thankful to all the delegates for participating in the 15th Livelihoods India Summit. Without you, the summit would not have been successful. I express my deepest thanks to all our sponsors and partners who have continued to support us. Our co-sponsors BMGF and World Bank, your support has been instrumental. Our knowledge partners Rabobank and ITC, our technical partners GIZ HCL Foundation, Work for Progress supported by Lakashya Foundation, hand in hand, iWage lead at Kriya University. We are thankful to the partners who have not only supported us with financial resources, but also helped us design various sessions and bring on board resource persons for the session. An event like this cannot happen overnight. A number of people have worked behind the scene to make this possible. I thank my CEO, Mr. Vipin Sharma, for driving us with his vision and guidance, for pushing us to do more and better each time. My colleagues from the Delhi team who supported the Secretariat and pitched in and supported us wherever we were short on bandwidth. The comms team, led by Tanya and well supported by Sonali, Ravi, and Yukti. The program support team of Subir and Shilpa, supported by Vishwash and others. To our event managers, Numek, thank you for helping us put this event together. Last but not the least, my two young team members, Kshitij and Purva, please come to the front. This was their first experience with the summit and they have pulled this off with much aplomb. Thank you. I thank you all and we look forward to seeing you at the Livelihoods India Summit 2025 with greater participation and sharing of experience. Hoping that this has been a useful experience for all and will bring value to the sector. Thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up the two-day session. While you're leaving the hall, please don't forget to carry all of your belongings. May I request Mr. Kshitij and Ms. Apurva to please join us on stage. Mr. Kshitij and Ms. Apurva, please join us on stage. And all of you, once again, please do remember to carry all of your belongings while leaving. Thank you.